After a short hiatus, Monster Jam's back at the JMA Dome. It's happening Saturday. Joining us now to talk about it is Dome Managing Director Pete Sala. Pete, good to see you always. Thanks for being here. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Jeff. Appreciate it.
At this point, I think you and your awesome staff that you have there, you got this thing down to a science, turning that place into a monster dirt track. But how big an undertaking is it really to do that each time? In a few days, by the way.
Yeah, it's big. It takes about 35 or 40 students on top of my full-time staff, and coordinating the trucking and the moving of the dirt and preparing the dirt up at South Campus and all that goes into it, and then covering obviously the field and prepping the building. It's an undertaking. We started 2 weeks ago getting ready for this event.
Yeah, actually for maybe a change, you've had actually some pretty decent weather to work that dirt around, not the wet stuff you've seen before. What's your favorite part of Monster Jam?
I think the kids, look on the kids' faces, how excited everybody is that comes in there. It's a different crowd. It's just a different feeling. It's a different atmosphere. The people from Feld Motorsports that put the event on, the drivers, love coming to our venue. They're very good to work with. It's a great group of people. And again, they're very, very well organized. This is what they do. And it's much like a concert, but you see the same people each time you bring it back from the organization. So it becomes a family atmosphere.
Give me the kind of the times of how everything's going to happen here for Monster Jam this time around.
Sure. First of all, it's the first time we've done it in the fall. It's a 3 p.m. start. The doors open at 10:30 a.m. if you have a pit pass. And if you don't, you have a ticket, you can buy a pit pass when you get to the facility at one of the outdoor ticket booths. And again, we're asking people to make sure that they pre-purchase parking, because 90% of the parking now is electronic. You can still pre-purchase electronic parking passes for the Dome West area. We have about 250 passes available there still, and Skytop always. And again, download that Waze app. It'll tell you exactly where to go, and it's been very, very successful.
So the Dome just celebrated its 45th anniversary. I'm not sure back in the late 70s, people like your dad and the others that helped build the Dome and run it in those early years ever imagined holding a monster truck show there. What's maybe one or two of your most memorable Dome events?
Gotta be, and again, I'm aging myself, when Pearl hit that shot at the last second and ran right off the court. I remember standing on the field the day Michael Owens ran the ball in for the two-point conversion. But I gotta say, some of the concerts, and again, excuse me, that first load of dirt, I'll never forget it, when we finally decided to do Monster Jam, and that was after Pat Campbell had retired. And I took over. I think the first event I booked was Monster Jam.
Good. Last quick one for you. And I think it's a lot of those events that you talked about there, but you had a real special ceremony before the UConn game back in September. The dedication of the Sala Family Plaza just outside gates E, N, and P. What's that mean to you and your dad and your wife, your son, the whole family?
It's just very emotional. I've dedicated my life to this place, and my dad did as well. And we have over 70 years of service between us both. I couldn't work for my dad. He started, in the early 60s, and then came through and retired in 94. And, those years that I started in 81, it was a funny story where the Rolling Stones were coming in November, and they needed people to build a stage, and I was home from college, and got a phone call from him to say, hey, we need people to help build that stage, and stagehands. And, I brought about 20 of my closest friends to the building, and I kind of never left. Worked part-time for Tom Benzel, and then he hired me full-time in the spring of 82. So it's been a crazy ride there, and I don't look back. I have no regrets. What a career.
Yeah.
Just see so many different things on this campus. Worked for 4 or 5 different chancellors and multiple athletic directors, so it's been neat.
Yeah, it's well-deserved honor there. Pete, always great to have you on. Thanks for everything, and good luck with Monster Jam this weekend.
Thank you, Jeff, and thanks for all you do with helping us get the message out before these big events. We really appreciate it.